Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Vibes Digest. It's your host, Cameron St. Clair. And today I have a very special guest, one of my favorite people ever. I mean, look at this hair, girl. Miss Bella June.
Hello, everyone. It's me.
So excited to have you on here. We were literally for context, y'all, I feel like this was a couple months ago, but during one of our appointments, just chatting, yapping. I talked about us having a podcast, and I was like, wait, you should so come on because our conversations just flow really well.
I really do. I was so excited to hear that you even had a podcast.
Yeah.
Because I always thought to myself, just speaking to you, this girl should be doing something with her thoughts. And to find out that you are, it's that's perfect. Wait, so happy for you.
Wait, that's actually hilarious. That is so funny. But honestly, thank you.
Yeah.
We're being productive, you know?
Yeah.
I'm a yapper, but I'm a productive yapper.
Exactly. You should be heard. People need to hear this shit. Oh my God. Is it okay if I curse?
Yeah, you can curse. You can curse. So, as you guys know, I always record top of week. So I'm curious, how has your weekend been?
So my week's just been really busy because I've been doing this whole March Madness thing where I just work every single day out of the month of March.
Wild.
7 days a week. March was definitely mad.
Yeah.
And I'm tired. So now I'm just catching up on rest.
That's good.
Happy it's over.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm happy it's over for you. I can't believe you worked every single day.
Me either, girl. I'm so happy to have made it through and just it's catching up to me though because I did have a slight headache, but I'm here. So
I'm so sorry.
Girl,
I'm so
don't be
sorry.
sorry. It's my fault. How was your weekend?
It was good. It was finally kind of warm for an hour. I feel like it got cold quick.
Very quick.
Yeah.
It was nice out for like you said, an hour. I feel like it was about 20 minutes.
Yes. The sun was barely out.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because we're in New York and all of the buildings.
Wait, that's so true.
The sun?
Yeah.
Or is that just
actually
right
no, I think you're pretty accurate because I always say Manhattan is 9 times out of 10 colder than Brooklyn.
Really?
Just because it's like you said, the skyscrapers. Because where I live in Brooklyn, it's more so the brownstones, the low-rise buildings, you know? So as soon as I hit the city, I'm like, oh, wait a sec.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's covering the sun.
I hate that.
No, I hate that too. I also hate spring. It's about to be rainy nonstop.
I always look forward to that, though. I don't know what it is. It relaxes me. It rained last night. And
it was pouring.
Oh, my gosh. And it just felt so relaxing. I slept so good last night.
But don't you when you commute, but you drive, right?
No, not anymore. I don't even have a long commute. I live so close to work now, so.
Oh, wait, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Well, I want to first we have a couple of trending topics I want to cover. Mm-hmm. So let's hop right into the Vibe Spotlight, which is when I highlighted different artists. I have 2 artists I want to highlight. I feel like we should probably get the YG conversation.
Oh my gosh.
Through first because I know it's a heavy one. It's a very heavy one. I also want to provide everyone a trigger warning here. We will be talking about assault. YG dropped a new song on Friday called 2004, where he basically opens up about being sexually assaulted by a woman twice his age. He was 14. She was 30. Disgusting. First of all, I definitely want to give him so much props, so much vulnerability right there to even share your story, especially somebody like him, his brand too. Mm-hmm. He's not the type of rapper or artist that I feel opens up much or story tells in that way. Mm-hmm. What did you think of the song?
So I definitely felt like the song was a vulnerable piece of him.
Yeah.
I feel like he did a great job of conveying his message.
Yeah.
And what happened and just laying it all out from the beginning to the end. And
yeah.
How that shaped who he is now.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the way that he conveyed his message, I was looking at comments on this blog that I follow.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh my gosh, this is harsh. And I was literally commenting back to people rape isn't gentle, my love.
Real.
What do you think?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
The point of the song was?
Exactly.
A good jam?
Wait, that's so fascinating. So I read the YouTube comments. I didn't read any blog comments.
Yeah.
Obviously, I feel like the blog comments is always one skewed mindset, honestly.
This blog that I follow, everybody's all over the place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I saw a lot of men being thank you for sharing your story on the YouTube.
Yeah.
And that also broke my heart. and then being like, just like seeing like so many people could relate to this story, especially like Black men, because I feel like it's a conversation you don't really hear people publicly talking.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have had conversations with lots of men who have lost their virginity in that kind of way.
Yes, but they don't realize they're victims.
They don't. One of my exes was he lost his virginity in that kind of way, and the way that it shaped him, like, you know, the same thing YG was saying is like, it shaped him into the man that he is today. Like, he looks at women completely different.
Right.
I do think men that have been through that should definitely go see the lady.
Yes. Oh wait, go see the lady.
You know, that's what they say about the therapist.
Oh, I thought you meant the woman. I was like, oh my God. Okay. Okay.
No, I mean, go see.
Yes, go see a therapist. Lady. Yes. No, I agree.
Yeah, they should definitely see a therapist.
Yeah.
Because if you don't realize that you were a victim.
Yeah. No, 100%. It almost reminds me, I can't remember what his age was, but I remember like Lil Wayne sharing his story about like losing his virginity at a young age, but he was like talking about it in like a bragging way. Like it like kind of made him cool and like this tough guy.
Some guys wear it like a badge of honor.
A badge of honor, yeah. And it's like, no, like I feel it actually crushes my soul. I do recognize it's pretty common, but I guess like that large of an age gap is what always surprises me, because at least like some of my friends, I'm like, whoa, y'all were young, but she was young too, which like still y'all should not have been like exposed to it way too soon. But I feel like, I mean, 14 and 30 years old, like
that's insane. I always think about that woman as well. As a woman myself, I always just think like, what are you interested in about this child?
About a child?
What is making you horny about a child? What about him is turning you on? That's very strange.
So I feel like I'm literally getting chills talking about it.
Pedophilia is it's a mental illness.
It is a mental illness.
And if someone's having thoughts like that about children, like, you should definitely seek help. Like something,
no, 100%.
There's some chemical imbalance or something going on up there.
1000%. I also wonder too, like, you know how they always say like victims like create new victims, you know? So that could also be another, like, just a horrible cycle of like thinking that this is somehow okay. But yeah, I'm definitely happy that he opened up about that. I also think it's interesting, not only he talks about like it shaped him as a man, but also as an artist. Yeah. And he kind of touched on like how he talks about women in music. Yeah. It was definitely like a new perspective for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, men like him, you know, his whole like gangster persona, whatever. A lot of traumatizing experiences have happened to them. Yeah. And so they carry themselves that way.
Definitely.
So, prior to this song even, I understood YG as an artist. Just me being from where I'm from, like, I meet men like him all the time. I grew up with men like him. So I understand him. I don't resonate with, you know, the story, but I completely understand. I'm happy that he opened up, and so that this kind of thing isn't normalized, and even like fans that are much younger can be able to see and identify like this. I probably shouldn't be doing this with this lady, or like see it coming if it doesn't, you know, if it doesn't happen to them like right there, but if they see it coming, they can be able to be like, hey, I'm not doing that.
Right. I agree. I didn't even think about like the younger audience perspective. Yeah, he's helping a lot of people. I also hope it like just sparks more conversation. That was something else, like the fact that he kept it to himself for so long too.
2004 is literally
20 plus years ago.
That's crazy.
It's wild. And also just like him saying like if his mother knew about this, like she probably would have gone to jail.
Even told
like that's so heartbreaking. But he probably also recently realized it too. I would not be surprised. Like we said, like most men, they don't, like they talk about it like you said, a badge of honor, and then until someone tells them, no, you're a victim, babe. Like that's not okay. Yeah.
That can be like reopening a wound as well, because like you didn't even know it was a wound, and then somebody identifying it with you, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Like I feel like I've been in those conversations before where I'm like, no, that was not okay. Yeah. definitely. Okay, well, there was other music that dropped actually yesterday, or not music, but like a music video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Drake's new music video, Nokia, dropped. Initial thoughts?
I am not going to lie to you. I don't know what to think. The ladies were very pretty. But
they always are.
Yeah.
They always are.
Yeah, he has good taste.
Yeah.
I feel like, Jesus, I hate to do this to you, Drake, but like, who's he acting like right now?
Kendrick. Have you seen the Not Like Us video?
I did, but it's like,
I saw parallels.
You lost the beef.
He's still in it, girl. He's still in it. I was looking at this and I was like, this, like the way the choreography was set up, I was like, oh, this looks very familiar. It kind of reminded me of Kendrick's. But then I saw people comparing outfits. Kendrick also wore like a similar sweatsuit in his. That like scarf wrapped around his hat. Kendrick wore that same exact style.
That's why I'm like, is he trolling?
I think he's trolling. Yeah. I don't think he's like, some people were like, oh, wow, like, you can't have your own style. You're trying to be like Kendrick. No, I think he's trolling him.
Okay, so here's the thing. Since we're sitting here talking, and my immediate thought wasn't, oh, he's trolling. I feel like maybe you didn't do a good job at trolling then, right?
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah. Because a lot of people felt like he was just stealing his style. And they didn't realize, like, no, he's trying to make fun of him. But also, I wonder if that was our immediate thought, because it's like, why isn't this deaded yet? I feel like almost every week I'm coming in here because Drake has done something still related to this beef, and it's like, we just can't let it go.
Damn. I'm not going to lie to you. I just feel like I thought that the beef was over. And I also feel like, let's move on. I thought that Nokia was the move on, and that we were like cleaning this up and we're not talking about it anymore, and we're having fun and we're shaking our booties and we're like at the function.
Right.
Yes.
Where's the function? I thought that too. I was like, this is another little Hotline Bling moment, like a controller moment. Like, it was so fun. I was like,
because I love the song.
I love this song. It reminded me of like the fun times, and I think it was meant to be fun. But like, why would you use a music video? Somebody was like, it was a missed opportunity not to do like an 80s style type of video, and just like start having fun. Like, let us stop thinking we should not be thinking about Kendrick every time Drake does something. But it's almost like he's forcing us to, because it's whether the lawsuit, whether there's like some random like diss that he throws.
Can I tell you a theory that I had?
Go for it.
I had a theory that maybe Drake didn't really want to be doing music anymore, right? And
interesting. Okay.
Maybe him losing the beef was planned, because I remember artists talking about how like they've seen Drake out and he's the happiest he's ever been. And I'm like, maybe he's happy because now he can just like hide and like be cool, like nobody's paying him any mind.
Yeah.
But maybe it didn't work because he's Drake.
So like, meaning that people are still expecting something from him?
Yeah. And maybe
interesting.
That's what this whole thing is. It's just
I love that conspiracy. I don't
definitely a conspiracy.
I'm like, I don't think so. No? I think he's just a Scorpio man who can't accept a loss.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know shit about Scorpio men.
Oh, you don't?
I don't. So
I've dated a few. I feel like they hold on. They're like water signs. Like a little more evil than a Cancer man. Do you know Cancer men?
A gay one.
Is he like a little emotional? Like Cancers are like very like water signs. Like they, or even women.
Cancers, period,
are emotional.
AF. They feel something about nothing.
Yes.
It can be nothing, and they have a feeling.
Don't let your tone raise just a teensy bit. Now we're beefing.
Or maybe not even raise. Maybe just change.
Just change. Yeah.
Like, what was that?
Right. Are we okay?
Yeah.
No, we're fine.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Everything's good. They're like really anxious and emotional. So take that, but then mix it with like spiteful. Like instead of them being like, oh my God, it's like everything okay? They're like, oh, now I'm going to plot against you and I'm going to hold a grudge. Like that's a Scorpio energy. Holding grudges and just like, they just won't let things go. He won't let things go.
I would have to detach from a person. Like, I'm a Gemini. I will ghost the fuck out of you.
Geminis do be ghosting.
I will ghost you so hard for some shit like that. Like, I never want to see you again.
That's so funny.
Like, you can literally be sitting right here in front of me. I'm going to act like you're not in the room.
Don't even know you.
I don't want to be associated with no shit like that. It's
crazy.
Strange and weird.
It is.
That's so movie. Like, like, that's like a plot to a movie.
Well, they do say Drake also plays a character. He's an actor at the end of the day. I feel like this is like kind of feeding into that. So maybe he did just want to stop doing music, or maybe he just also really likes people talking about him. Like, there could be so many theories.
That too.
But I do wish the music video looked a little bit different. Yeah. It's such a cute song.
It is. I expected a lot of color.
Black and white. Like, why did he do black and white?
I was expecting when the song switched for it to maybe switch to color. Then.
Yeah.
And then it just stayed black and white. And I was just not impressed.
I wasn't either. But I did like his little goofy moments. Like when he was like, baby girl. Like, that was cute. Yeah. I missed that side of him. And but...
yeah, I'm okay on the video. I'll just keep listening to the song.
Right.
Fire.
Right. I probably won't rewatch the video, but the song goes up. I won't lie.
Yeah.
I didn't get it at first, but then after like the third listen.
Really?
It's catchy. Yeah.
First listen, I was like, this is my jam. I love this song. Play it again. Like,
I feel like it was so goofy that I was kind of confused. And then, when a song becomes like really catchy, I was like, oh yeah, I like it.
No, I loved it immediately.
Have you heard it in the club yet?
No.
Oh my God, it's such a time.
I bet.
Yeah, everyone, like literally everyone saying the baby girl together. It's just so funny. And it's all dancing together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get out, Bella.
It's hard. Girl, I have so much going on.
I know.
I'm a business owner. I'm a mom.
We will get into that too.
I'm a Gemini. Like, the way that my brain works, just like so much going on.
It's a lot happening.
Girl, so much.
Well, we also have a few other like trending topics.
Yeah, let's get into it, girl.
Digital Digest. You guys know all things trending on social media. First up, Marvin Sapp. Holding people hostage in the church.
If I was in that church, I would have started cussing. Let me out of here right now.
Get me out right now. I start panicking when I feel like I'm trapped in a space. Like, I literally start spazzing.
He was very aggressive telling those ushers to shut the doors.
Yes, he said, shut them doors. Y'all going to the restaurant anyway.
More than once.
Yeah.
More than twice.
Because clearly people were trying to exit.
Yeah.
They were scared. Like, I would have called the police. I would have said, I'm kidnapped.
Because we are.
We are. For $40,000.
That's a very specific amount. Who do y'all think he owes?
Hello? A very specific amount.
Do you talk about the gemstones with your audience?
No, I don't. But we should talk about it.
Gave season 1 of Gemstones. Who the hell do you owe? Why do you need specifically $40,000?
I love that show. I love that show so much.
I love that show down.
And it's supposed to be like satire on like big churches, but I do fear they're not that far off.
No, they aren't far off at all. That's what makes it funny. Like, that's what makes a joke a joke. There's truth.
And there's
that's why it's hilarious.
Truth. Like, even when and not to even go off topic, but when I think about like their Easter programs and how insane and large it is, I'm like, that's some mega churches. Girl. Like, that's where our tithes and offerings going to.
Yeah.
Girl.
To this huge performance.
I know. He definitely owes somebody money. Mind you, he had a Rolex. People were saying that was a Rolex on his wrist.
It was. Did you not see the two-tone?
I didn't. I didn't like zoom in on it, but it was a nice watch.
Mm-hmm. It was a Rollie. It was a Rollie.
So I think he could have put that in the basket.
Hello.
Perhaps. No, he would. Someone else commented about how sweaty he was. And they were like, he definitely owes somebody because he was sweating bullets talking about it.
But he owes somebody. Like, they wanted their money by tonight. Maybe by tomorrow, because he probably would have had to wait for the payments to clear from online, like he said.
True, he said the digital payments.
He said there was digital payments, and then he said there was people, in his own audience. There was like 2,000 people. No, 1,000 people online, and then like 1,000 people.
And he was like 20 each.
$20 from each person, and then like $100 from each pastor.
Yes. I would have said, what? Excuse me?
He thought about this.
No, he very well planned it out. Like, he did some math. He owes somebody, or bills due, one or the other. I didn't even even know he was
Same
preaching.
Way you owe somebody.
True.
Somebody or a company,
a bill collector, or or like in debt
or something. I hope it's not for vacation.
Oh, could you imagine someone like saw him in an airport on the way to like Jamaica or something?
I hope with 40,000 you wouldn't be in the airport. You might be on
a jet.
Yeah, on a PJ.
That's insane. And it's so sad too, because I always think about like every single service, you never know like who hasn't been to church in a long time, or like who is trying to like maybe, I don't know, like either reconnect or just connect in general, right? And in a moment like this just ruins everyone's experience. And that is literally why like attendance rates in churches are so low, especially financially speaking. Like so many churches, I had to stop. I used to watch church at home. It's a big church. And I grew up there, and it was just way too much like, I don't know, the way they were asking for money made me very uncomfortable. Like, why are we like pocket watching?
Like a routine like ask, like, okay, now we're gonna tithe and a song, la 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 la.
Nope.
La la la, but you know.
Yeah. Nope, it wasn't like that. It would be like 30 minutes of announcements of upcoming events. Other like, you know, sermons, and then it would be like another 15 minutes of praise and worship during the tithes and offerings. But he kind of did something similar where he was like, you guys love to do 10% on the dot, like 39 cents. Like, I know you got the extra 61.
In this economy, you should not be counting anybody.
And that's not what this is about. Like, what?
At all. And also, can I say one more thing too? They gonna get me. But churches are backed by the bank. Like churches are like technically like nonprofit organizations. Right?
Yes, a lot of tax cuts.
Girl, literally it costs no money to open a church.
Yeah.
Like the bank literally says, somebody can like, you know, vouch for this as well. Like when you're opening a church, like you go and you get a specific bank account, and then like you have a specific like EIN number from the IRS based off of like, you know, your church being a church. Yeah. There's literally an agreement between like the US government and like the banks, and then the churches, like this is what you're going to say in your church, and then we give you this amount of money and this amount of space on this block. This is why like you can't have churches close to like you can't have churches within like a certain proximity from like liquor stores, or a liquor store in a certain proximity to a school. Like it all has like,
I didn't know that.
Yes, girl. So,
I didn't know that. And that's also making me even think about, have you heard the rumors that like the reason why Kanye kind of like got out of debt was starting that church, and that's why he did that whole like like I don't know, I don't want to say fake because maybe he does love God, but he had his whole like love Jesus Kanye. moment.
His first single was Jesus Walks. He did the man,
and he called himself Jesus. No, wasn't he calling himself Jesus in that song? No.
Maybe I know.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. I take it back. I take it back.
Right now.
Okay, he loves God, but people were saying that Miss Kris Jenner, because you know all the Kardashians low-key own churches. I found that out recently, and Kris Jenner especially, and they were saying that like she helped him get out of debt through opening.
That's not a shocker to me.
Wow,
I'm not shocked.
That's not right. That's not right, y'all. So then I guess it's
America.
That is.
That's America. Everything's about $1.
It is about $1, but like maybe it's for salaries, like to pay, like their pastors.
That too, but like
and upkeep. I'm trying to think about where the money going.
There's programs that keep the pastors paid. Girl, don't make me get $1 out of my bag right now and show you something on this dollar. Literally,
in God we trust.
That is serious. And God we trust, girl. You can go to court and say some shit about God, and God being like, you know, the judge. Yeah. Girl, I'm sounding like a hotep right now. But God being the only judge, and then the judge that's sitting in front of you, like, and you'll be out of your shit. You'll be okay. You won't have to pay your ticket. Like, if you use the right verbiage. Baby. Yeah. America is very serious when it comes to like that whole religion. Christianity thing and like its religion. Like, yes.
I didn't know this.
Do you realize that like a lot of Bible thumpers are Donald Trump supporters.
Yes.
Because they're supporting America. Because it's one nation under God. So, like...
Well, yes, that's correct. But I guess, like, the people, like, misusing it, it's more so the concern.
People do misuse it, but I'm just dumbing it down to, like, what the smallest, minute mind can digest. Like, yeah, that's what it is, girl. Oof. That's what it is.
You guys.
It's scary, but it's true. Y'all watch out.
Watch out, be careful. Yeah. Be careful where you go. Other scandal that happened this past week was Remy Bader and her weight loss. Do you know about her?
Okay, I briefly looked this up.
Wait, why are you laughing?
Because two things. Okay, number one, why are people so butthurt that she lost weight?
I'm not going to name drop who said this, but one of my friends was like, they feel abandoned.
Why?
Because okay, let me actually not say something like that, because that sounds so insensitive to larger plus size women.
Does it though?
I think so. I think if you feel a strong connection to someone. So here's my thought on this. I think that there's nothing wrong with losing weight.
Same.
And I honestly believe too that depending on what your platform is, you should not have to explain how or why you lost a ton of weight. With that being said, her whole brand is being a beautiful plus size woman trying on clothes, and that's how she blew up. Even more so than Lizzo has brand identity to her body. Mm-hmm. She literally, her entire platform was being plus size. And then all of a sudden she lost all this weight in a year. And then people were asking her questions and she just started blocking them, girl. She started blocking them. And then she went on Khloe Kardashian's podcast and was like, well, people were like, it's Ozempic or it's a sleeve. And nope, it wasn't that. It's a new surgery. And so that's basically her explanation as to why she didn't respond, because people were wrongfully guessing what the surgery was. No, that's funny.
Okay, well, I thought that she was blocking them because she just didn't want to explain, not because they wrong guessed. What?
And I think both. I think it's both, for sure. I think she was just trying to give a reason for why she wasn't addressing it. I feel though, if someone, if I follow somebody, let's say I'm a plus size woman and I'm following this creator because I relate to them and she's helping me find clothes and she's helping me build my confidence. And then all of a sudden she loses 100+ pounds.
Yeah.
And she don't even tell me what happened. I'm missing chapters. I too probably would be a little hurt and a little abandoned and being well, wait, what happened here? I think if she was somebody who just did makeup, for example, then no, it's not her responsibility to tell me what she did to her body. But if you build a platform, that's if you all of a sudden stop doing hair and you were I'm about to do nails. Well, what the hell? What happened? All your clients, and you don't tell your clients and you don't provide us an explanation. I feel nails is even more similar. You just open up a restaurant.
Yeah.
And it's well, wait, since when did you start cooking? And what about my hair?
But that's the thing. She's her own person.
That's true, too.
And I don't feel like she owes millions of people an explanation. Do you understand how bad people would make her feel for that?
Well, I think that's the tough part, right? Because people want an explanation.
Your friend even saying she feels abandoned. That is a huge responsibility to place on someone.
She wasn't saying she's not a part, but she was saying they feel abandoned. It's very similar to Lizzo.
That's
you know how everyone's
to place on someone.
It is, but if you build your platform around that,
I understand, but I don't. Yeah. I think people are missing that maybe she didn't build her platform around being plus size. Maybe she built her platform around being confident, right? And then maybe at some point, maybe not that she didn't feel confident.
Yeah.
Maybe she didn't physically feel good, you know?
Yeah, I think it's also,
a bigger person is in form, in your physical form. That is not an easy thing.
No, yeah, I agree.
It's just not.
And she was, so the full, to provide you guys even more context, if you don't know the actual, story of, why she did the weight loss surgery, she developed, a binge eating disorder. And so at first, she was plus size, but I would say, maybe a size 14, size 16 plus size. Then she gained a ton of weight. And she was also in a relationship with a black guy, T. And she was engaged with him. But then she said on this podcast that like she just started to notice he was acting different, and he admitted that he wasn't like attracted to her anymore.
Yeah.
They ended up breaking up, and like he knew that she was about to do the surgery, but like his whole like I don't know, a lot going on there. But I do think like all of that contributed to this. And it was probably like, definitely, I agree, mentally draining.
Yeah.
And it's such a tough conversation because no, you should not. I agree. No, you shouldn't have to explain like what you're doing with your body. But it's so hard if like literally all your content is around that. And then on top of that, she was posting like Pilates videos. And like all of a sudden, like in 2024, she was working out. She said she went to a wellness retreat. She said she went to a wellness retreat like 3 different times in a year. She was showing before and afters. And it was her before the surgery and after the surgery. And it was almost like kind of making it seem like this wellness retreat was helping her
lose weight. That, I'm not going to lie. I feel like almost every IG baddie who does surgery starts to work out after the surgery. And they're like,
true. Yes.
But...
Yes.
Girl, we know you got.
We know you got
maybe
a BBL.
She's.
Yeah.
I'm not, devil's advocate here. Maybe she's just like, getting the surgery makes me feel like I want to do these things.
True.
Maybe that is her.
But
message.
Would you, like, from your perspective, let's say you're like a full follower, a full supporter, and like you saw that big transformation and the way she was like posting. I mean, obviously she wasn't outwardly saying this, like doing, we all know Pilates ain't gonna do that in a year.
I don't know.
But I would say it's like, do you think it's almost like misguiding people? Because if you're not explaining that it was surgery, but then I see you lost all this weight and I'm like trying to do it myself. You know, it's the same thing with the girls who get surgery and then like they are, start working out. And now I'm thinking my booty gonna look like your booty. And you're not fully explaining.
I will say about that, they're not. A lot of them aren't explaining because they're getting shots. That's not healthy. That's not something that they should be promoting.
True.
Then a lot of these girls are not even getting the surgery done here in America. And then
they're going to the DR.
If you go to like DR, Colombia, or whatever, if you go there and then you come back here to America and something is going on with you have an emergency. These doctors here are not touching you. So if you can't afford, the type of surgery that these women went and got. Just stay home, stay safe, and work out. Because chances are...
It's not worth it.
It's not.
It's not worth it at all.
In which... How's that going to make them look? They're out here like, I went and got XYZ done by homegirl in the basement. And then you find some homegirl in the basement that can do the same surgery because you see this like lady that you follow that you love. And then something happens to you. And then somebody's like, she listened to that lady. And now everybody's down your neck.
Blaming her.
Yeah.
You're providing some really good perspectives here. Okay, I'm liking this devil's advocate. I'm not going to lie. That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. Because she also said she doesn't want to promote this surgery.
She didn't say what it was.
No, she did. It's Sadie something. It's like a mixture of the sleeve and lipo. They like
shrunk. Her doctor came up with.
Wait, that's hilarious. She said it was a brand new surgery and she lost like over 80% of her stomach, like fat. Like they shrunk it that much. But she said the recovery was awful and that she would not have done that if she knew, like she would have just gotten like lipo or something if she knew how bad the recovery would have been. And she doesn't understand like why she didn't realize that it would have been so bad because they were like combining a bunch of surgeries low key.
Yeah.
So maybe that's also, you're right. Maybe that is why she didn't want to like tell anybody because she also doesn't want to convince, folks or like encourage people to get the same thing that she got because she says she went through hell during recovery. Yep. Like could not keep food down. It was bad.
Wow.
Bad.
I'm not gonna lie, I hate pain, so.
Oh, it could not be me.
Yeah, no.
Even like, I think about like BBLs and I know somebody with one.
Yeah.
And she was talking about that recovery process and how those massages hurt. That's why some of them girls don't keep up with massages. Apparently it's painful.
I have 2 clients who do the massages.
Really?
Yeah, literally like maybe so like 2 days ago. Not even 2 days ago, the day before you came.
Yeah.
She was showing me a video of like one of her clients. And she's like, girl, this lady is crying. I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, but she keeps getting surgery. But she's crying during the massages. I'm like, oh.
Oh.
But yeah, she said that shit is very painful. Like that's the most painful part. Like, and then you have to get the massages.
Yes.
Like you'll get an infection.
Yep.
You'll have swelling. You'll have bruising.
Right.
So.
Or that's how it starts to look lumpy too. And it's just not good. Yeah.
It's not cute either.
That's so bad.
It's a lot. Beauty is pain for real. For real.
It really is. It really is. Well, speaking of beauty, perfect transition. We're going to transition over now to the interview topic. So if you guys are on YouTube and you see how amazing this hair looks, this was all her. She absolutely killed it. I will say her books are closed. So yeah, that's why I'm not gatekeeping. No, I'm kidding.
She's serious.
I'm kidding. But we've kind of chatted about it, but I would love for you to chat with the audience about like your origin story, like when you started doing hair and how did you like end up here owning your own spot?
Okay. So I'm originally from Philly. I started doing hair when I was 16 years old. I got my first chair at like one of my cousin's friend's dad's salon, whatever. Yeah, he let me come and work at his barber shop, and I like worked in the back in there for like a year. And all my clients were my high school mates.
Aww.
Like literally, I didn't even go to prom because I was doing. Yeah, I didn't go to my school's prom because I was doing hair for my school's prom. So I went to another school's prom.
Wait, that's kind of sad, no?
No.
Oh, you're like, I don't care.
I was like, a little bit popular. So I was cool to go to that school's prom because I fake used to go there for like a year or two.
Okay.
And I knew everybody, so.
Oh, okay. So you weren't feeling like you missed out on anything?
No, I did not. Yeah.
Wow.
I had a blast. But yeah.
Oh.
And then I got my license when I was 20 years old.
Okay. Y'all heard that? License.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got my license when I was 20.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Atlanta. And then I learned luxury hair extensions.
Ooh.
And I feel like, I'm not going to lie, in Atlanta, I wasn't doing shit but partying, okay? And that's why when she was saying the young lady lost, all of the weight or whatever, it's not easy being big. In Atlanta, I was big as a house because I wasn't doing nothing but eating wings and
I don't know why I don't believe you. I cannot see that. I do not believe you.
I was big.
Show me a picture after this.
Well, you can insert it too if you like.
Oh,
girl. I was big, so I resonate with this young lady.
Yeah. But, Atlanta do yeah, they do. They're known for their wings. I'm not gonna lie.
I used to have wings for breakfast. Like it was nasty.
So you said I gotta get out of Atlanta.
Yeah, I wasn't doing nothing but just partying, drinking every night. I was doing my clients. I would show up to work, but like I wasn't really focused,
Okay.
COVID-19.
Yeah.
I ended up moving back to Philly because despite what you see on the internet, for those first like 3 months, Atlanta was shut down. Like the club that I was working at, was like, I'm closed.
I'm shocked because I was hearing the opposite.
Well, I mean, probably like a few months later, like once summer hit, maybe like July.
Okay, they were like, we're over
back
it.
Open again. Yeah, I went back down there too, but at first I was scared. I was like, yeah,
right.
I came home and then I got serious about my work again, and I was just like, you know what? I don't even know what it was, but I just had like a different confidence about what I was doing, and like being just very intentional about it in the direction that I wanted to go. I took everything that I learned over the years from me being 16 and then me living in Atlanta, like everything that I learned, not even just about my craft, but like things that I learned about myself, things about my professionalism, how I present myself, even the way that I show up to people when I'm not in the room, like the way that somebody might tell another person that their interaction was with me. Like, I completely straightened up.
Wait, I love that so much because even today I was at work. I think I mentioned this, but that's why I'm dressed like this, y'all. It's literally right after work. I was eating lunch and like, of course, like all my Black female colleagues, love them down. They were all like, oh my God, your hair eats. Like, tell me. Literally, they were asking about like a bunch of questions about it. But the number one thing I kept saying was like, oh, we had a ball. Like we were just yapping, we were watching TV. I like told them how much like I just love my interactions with you. And that's what constantly, I mean, obviously it's amazing work, But like that is something I feel like separates you from so many other like hairstylists. And I'm
very intentional about that.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to be in this industry because we do have like a lot of kitchen bitches and they're just like ruining it for people who are professional.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that I separate myself in any way that I possibly can.
I love that.
Like, this ain't that.
And then you went, so I know you did hair for a little bit in Philly, and then you did the move to New York.
Yes, girl. So I would love to jump into like why I moved.
Tell me.
It's a very long story.
We got time.
Okay, so I opened this big giant salon in Philly, downtown Philly. In Chestnut. I loved the location. And I was just so hell-bent on like, oh my God, I'm opening my first salon at 25. I can't believe I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Because leaving hair school, I had a 5-year plan. I told you I got my license when I was 20.
Yep.
And some way, somehow, I ended myself up, back on track to my 5-year plan, even though I was getting drunk and eating like a pig.
In Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the location turned out to not be so great. It just had so many things going on with it. Like on the back end, like just in terms of like the electric and like the inside of it. Like, I put so much money into that salon. Literally, if I'm going to give an exact number, between $70,000 and $80,000 was put into that salon.
Oh my gosh.
It was insane.
Yeah.
But it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
I remember those videos. I've seen, like when I was like researching.
Yeah.
Because I think when did you first move to New York?
I only moved to New York 2 years ago.
Right. So I think I came to you right when you did come over to New York. And I was looking at your old Philly salon and it was beautiful. It was so beautiful.
I loved it. That was my baby. But girl, one day I had went on a date and I went on a date here in New York. And everything was already like going to shit in the salon, just in terms of like the electric. Girl, I'm talking about things would be just turning off. Shit would be falling from the ceiling. Outlets is not working. Like,
oh my God.
It was ridiculous. And anybody who's watching this, you're probably thinking, why didn't you just get the electric fixed? The electric was hooked up to the entire building. So I had apartments, like several apartments on top of me. And I'm not talking about just like a 1 or 2 bedroom. It's like maybe 2 and 3 bedrooms on top of the building. Everything's connected. So I'm not fixing the electric for these people upstairs.
Right.
I don't own this building.
Yeah.
So, crazy ass landlord, she would be just like doing stuff and saying things to intimidate me. And I'm 25, I don't know shit. So I'm just like, and I also didn't have anybody around me who knew anything either.
Right. Because, I'm sure this is like, you're the first one.
Yeah. And this is pre-Chat GPT. I couldn't ask Chat GPT shit, okay? Because it wasn't around.
Yeah.
So, one day I'm just coming back from New York from this date. I told the Uber driver, like, wake me up when we get to Philly so I can just mentally prepare myself. I'm not lying to you.
Yeah.
Some fiend, I'm like driving through Northern Liberty. Some fiend is like, knock on my door. That's how I got awakened.
What in the hell?
And I was like, what the hell? And at that point, I knew I was in Philly and I was just like.
No, that's how you knew you was in Philly.
Yeah, I was like, this is no way to live.
Oh my God.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And I went into my salon that day and everybody was there. Full staff salon. All stylists working. My assistant is there. My receptionist is there. Content girl. Everybody's there. Salon is going. Right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, y'all, I don't want to do this no more. And as soon as I said that, I'm not even lying to you. Like, I always have these crazy revelations in my life. Everything in the salon just shut off. Lights, stations, tools, everything. Just, I was like, what the hell?
No, that's crazy. That's confirmation, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was ridiculous.
That would have been my literal 13th reason. I'd be like, all right. And matter of fact, I'm going home right now.
It was.
Wow.
And I was just like, you know what? I'm done with this shit. That was November. I was moved out by like December 22nd. I had a huge fight with my landlord about it. She like locked the doors on me. Girl, I will unarchive this social media post of me saying that, like, I was leaving or whatever for you. She's literally under the I didn't say anything about her. I just said due to, like, it being unsafe with, like, the electricity and everything. Due to it being unsafe, like, I'm leaving. I'm not staying there anymore.
Yeah.
And then her and her friends are literally under the post like bullying me. Insane. It
Oh,
was
that's
to the point
so unprofessional.
it got so nasty. Like my clients and her friends and her are literally going back and forth, and then she gets on there lying, saying I don't pay my rent, all kinds of things. It was just very nasty. It was very nasty.
Oh, I hate that. Okay, well, I'm happy you got out of that.
I'm so happy.
I'm sure your Philly clients are sad, but like probably understanding.
They come here.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, see, that's how you know she does amazing work.
Yeah,
they come
here
on that Amtrak.
Mm-hmm. They drive too.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. So I literally didn't miss anything. I cut my losses.
That's perfect.
I was like, coming to New York, and I came here, and things just like started happening for me. Just so crazy and fast. I didn't even expect to grow the way that I did.
Yeah.
I came here in like February, March, and I had my own space by July.
That's amazing.
I was still expecting to like be working at somebody else's just place. Like, grinding it out, and it didn't turn out that way.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. Was this 2023?
Yeah, well, 2023 was when I moved out. So then, no, I'm sorry. 2022 was when I moved out, which was December. Yeah. And then 2023, I moved here. And
okay. Mm-hmm. I was trying to do the math in my head. Yeah, because I started going to in that fall.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was very quick.
Love that.
Thank you.
Okay, so you talked about owning your own business. Mm-hmm. I'm curious about like motherhood. Your beautiful baby.
Thank you. You met her. She's a mess.
She is amazing. I'm obsessed with her. She was obsessed with me too.
Yeah, she was.
We were having a time. She just turned 1.
She did.
How was it like though managing like this busy business? Oh my gosh, the fact that you worked every single day of March.
Thank God.
Y'all have no excuses. Let's be real.
You do not have a fucking excuse in the world. If you want it, go get it.
Go get it.
Go get it. But obviously I have support too.
Yeah.
So that's the whole other thing. If you don't have the support, it is hard. But like at the same time, like you hustle and you can find support. You just have to be resourceful and be open.
Yeah.
But
you just said thank God for your mom. So she's like a huge help.
My mom definitely helped me a whole bunch. And then on top of my mom, like my aunt, my cousins, like
it's a village.
Literally everybody jumped in. So
I love
especially
that.
for March, everybody jumped in and helped. Like, so
that's amazing. So you feel like you're managing it pretty well.
I feel like I'm managing it pretty well, but at the same time, it is still challenging. We haven't quite jumped into like a real routine.
Yeah.
But
that's so
like
tough.
Motherhood, it's beautiful, but at the same time, it can be challenging. I don't have like a crybaby. Like my baby.
No, she's so peaceful.
Yeah, my baby is everything. Like, so it's not hard in that aspect for me. It's just hard in just balancing my work life with my personal life. Yeah. Because also like now I'm working with celebrities, and sometimes the schedule can be sporadic. They just come out of nowhere, or maybe like you're working like late night. So
true.
Finding balance is like the hardest thing for me. I always want to make sure that I'm prioritizing her and spending time with my baby because I love her so much, and I just want her to have the best childhood. Yeah. So
she seems so happy, and I mean, she got to freaking go to the Caribbean for her first birthday. I think she's having the best life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
I love that you just mentioned your celebrity clients, because I definitely have a quick question for you. Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw Angel Reese's outfit for the Met Gala last year, but I saw your vlog when you did her hair in an airplane.
Yeah, girl, I did her hair on a fucking PJ.
That was nuts. Crazy. That's nuts. How, first of all, I didn't even know that, there's outlets, but I'm just thinking about like all those tools. How did you even prepare for that?
Well, her management definitely like collaborated with me to like see what I needed. Yeah. And then I definitely knew what I was doing before I was coming, so I knew everything that I needed. Yeah. And I just pretty much set up like I was in the salon. Wow. And it was a very fast go from Chicago back to New York. I was gonna say,
that's a short flight.
It was such a short flight, especially with us being on a jet. Yeah. It was like, I don't know, I think like 45 minutes or something.
So you did her hair in 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I did her hair in 45 minutes, and I did like, the rest of my little touch-ups and like, just finishing touches. Yeah. Like once we got to the hotel. But yeah, that was such like, girl, my pits were sweating.
I'm sure it was hot.
It was so hot. My pits were sweating. I was just trying to like stay focused. And then like, it's the fucking Met Gala. Like, this needs to look like something.
Amazing.
Like this, not even something. This needs to look like everything.
Yeah.
Like,
and it did. It looked so good. Like, I don't think anybody would have guessed you did that in a plane. Girl. Like, again, that's just so wild to me.
My back was against the wall, literally and figuratively. Like,
but I love it because that's such like a cool story that you'll like have forever.
It is.
Do you think you'll ever do something like that again?
I mean, if I'm called to, absolutely.
Absolutely.
You know me, I'm gonna get to it. Like, there's no excuses. Like, we're gonna find a way. I'm gonna do it. I'm always gonna make something happen. Like,
I love that.
If I'm called to do something, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I always show up.
How do you think that you've been gaining like all this like celebrity attention and all these new like celebrity clients? Do you feel like it's just word of mouth amongst them?
I feel like it's word of mouth. I feel like it is me being here in New York.
That's true. And yeah, that helps.
I feel like just God, child.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. To be honest, like the way that people have been reaching out, it's like, oh yeah, so mentioned you. We were talking about you, and like what I just was saying to you about presenting myself differently, so that when someone else brings my name up in a room, it's a good experience.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
People are telling somebody about an experience with me, and then holding that thought, and then when somebody says like, oh, I need a hairstylist, it's like, oh, I know this girl. Maybe they didn't go to me, but it's like, yeah, I know about her. So-and-so went to her and they said it was great. Yeah. And then people are just willing to try. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that so much. And I'm so happy for you that you're having such success here.
Thank you.
I also want to do a quick like little hot take round because I know we always have these hot take conversations about hair. So the summer's coming up. And I just need, because nobody ever believes me when I tell them that like braids are not a protective hairstyle. Do you want to explain from a professional perspective, like how it's actually damaging your hair? And I am pretty much a prime example. It was damaging my hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we go. If your hair is not already healthy when you go into said protective style, then you are not protecting anything. You are simply putting it off. In other words, neglecting it, right? The fibers that are in this synthetic hair that you put into your hair are just that, they're fibers, right? So if you take those fibers and you like stretch them like this, you'll see them kind of like stretching back and like creating its own little like, you know what I'm talking about? If you like pull those.
Oh, yes. Like pulling the actual like hair. Yeah.
Coil in it.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't break. It's very hard to break. You need to cut it, right?
Yeah.
Versus if you did that with your own hair, it might just pop, right? So think about that in your hair and it's braided up, right?
Yeah.
Not even just tension from like, you know, pulling at your scalp, but the tension of manipulating your hair.
Yeah.
Right? That hair is quite literally cutting back at your shaft. So when you go to take these braids or whatever twist it is out, you're experiencing a bunch of shedding. And it's not shedding just from like your split ends. It's shedding all the way from where you started to put this hair in and then all the way down your shaft.
And you know what's interesting? People always say that the shedding is just like from not touching and not combing because our hair naturally sheds every day.
Your hair does naturally shed every day, but then there's a such thing as over manipulation. And you expose your hair to over manipulation and now you have your hair just falling out. And then on top of that, a lot of times people are like, I'm just going to do braids for the whole year. I want my hair to grow. Of course your hair is going to grow if you don't have alopecia. It's going to grow, but are you retaining it?
That's fair.
Right.
That's fair. Because my hair was growing a ton and then I would come in and you'd be like, okay, so we're going to trim all of this. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Because it's like split all the way up the shaft. And then one thing about split ends, they don't just drop off. They're going to move all the way up. Like all the way up into your root until it just pops off so that it can grow anew. That's exactly what happens. That's the process. And then people are like, oh, well, I put oil in my braids. You're making
Let's talk about that.
Babes.
Wait, okay. This is her other big hot take. She does not believe in oiling y'all hair.
I don't. Please stop. You're making it worse.
But this is so funny because I feel like growing up, we've always been taught like wild hair growth, like literally oiling your scalp. No.
So here's the thing about oiling your hair and oiling your scalp, right? Would you oil your face every day?
No.
Right. Because it's your skin.
Mm-hmm.
If I shaved you bald right now,
your
scalp is your skin.
Yeah.
You would not be doing that. That would not make sense, right?
Yeah.
You need hydration. Like your hair and your scalp needs hydration just as well as your body does. If you'd like to maintain a healthy scalp, then you need to maintain a healthy diet. If you are not drinking water, it's going to show. If you're not eating your vegetables, it's going to show.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
That's honestly a great point. That is like when people are like super stressed out or they're like their eating habits, like I guess change in whichever way. That's when they talk about their hair falling out. That makes a lot of sense.
Like protein and things like that. People
Yeah.
are being like, oh, I'm going to do me an egg and mayonnaise mask. You're better off eating it.
Wait, you don't believe in Cardi B's like protein hair mask?
No. I don't.
She's like, just eat the protein, please.
Just eat it. Like, the things that can like promote to a healthy scalp are the things that would promote for a healthy body, like healthy fats, like avocado, you having maybe a banana, some potassium, you having some salmon.
Yeah. That's helpful. And then what do you think is genuinely a good protective hairstyle?
I think you just not expose. I won't say a specific hairstyle because too much of anything is bad for you.
Okay.
You definitely need to be going for your trims and treatments, and those two do need to go together because one without the other is just redundant.
Yeah.
Oh wait, let's go back to the oil thing.
Okay.
Okay. So oil is a sealant. You should really only be using the oil when your hair is wet. Because when your hair is dry, I mean like dry as in like you just blow dried it, or like, it's not wet, not dry as in like it needs something. Your cuticles are closed. So if your cuticles are closed, anything that you put on top is literally just sitting there. And oil is a sealant, so it's gonna just go all around your cuticle and just hold on. So imagine if like you just put on a rain jacket.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm gonna go outside because I just want to get wet.
Yeah.
You're not, because you have on this rain jacket.
Right.
The oil is the rain jacket.
Okay. Yeah. I'm following. So then you're saying like wash your hair, condition your hair, add like a little bit of oil or whatever
you're gonna add. Maybe you're leaving
and then blow it dry.
And then blow it dry. Absolutely.
Okay, that makes sense.
Leave-in should not go on when your hair is dry either. Leave-in should be going on when your hair is damp.
Yeah. Interesting. I can't say I'm fully surprised though, honestly. You're not wrong. I stopped like oiling my scalp and we're
seeing results.
We are seeing results. We just had to re-dye these roots because the roots were that new growth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, that's so fascinating. Okay.
It's really all science.
It is.
Any cosmetologist that's out there, she's a scientist. She is.
And you are, even with the colors. Somebody just asked for your formula on my TikTok video, and I was like, I don't know the color dye formula.
If you're a hairstylist, I used 7N on her roots. And then, I'm lying, I'm sorry, I used 8N. And, she's naturally dark. So that means that I had to go up 2 levels because I wanted her to be at a level 5 or 6, right? And then to tone her bundles, I used Shades EQ, I use 6N and 6NB. That is the formula. If you can figure that out, then you should be using it. But if not, it's not for you to do. Go to a hairstylist.
Go to a hairstylist. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to clip this up and that's going to be my response. Because honestly, I still don't know what you just said. And you tried to explain this to me on Sunday and I was like, I'm just not going to include it in the video. Yeah. Because I don't want to steer people wrong whatsoever. I know that we are at time, but I just want one quick thing. If you could tell us a quick crazy story, like maybe there was like a crazy client. I know we chatted about some people disputing stuff. I just want to like any
Let me give you a crazy client and a dispute. This just happened.
Let's talk about it.
Can I have my phone?
Yeah.
I just got a dispute from this client. She called me and she told me that she wanted her hair done for her birthday. So, before anybody starts with me, they get the new client package, right? I told her that she needed to book that because she's also saying like she wants color and things like that. I don't just color your hair upon meeting you. Also, I don't put extensions in your hair upon meeting you. I don't know you like that. You moving too fast, baby. So, she comes, she gets her hair done. I didn't even continue on with the strand test or the patch test, which is what you get before you have color, because her hair was popping while I was...
What does that mean?
Just popping while I was washing it and popping with the conditioner, and it still didn't stop popping after the
But what does
protein.
Popping actually mean?
Like, it was just popping right out of her scalp.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So I told her it's not a good idea,
yeah.
and that she does need to come back for more treatments, and if she did want any extensions or color, we could do a quick weave, and then we can do the color on the extensions, or she can do clips and then still color on the extensions. But coloring her hair right now would not be a good idea because she is shedding excessively. Wow. Even with the protein treatment, it did stop it a little bit, but it wasn't enough.
Safe,
like, the new client package is everything. She got a bond treatment, she got hydration, she got protein, literally all of the things, amino acids, all of the things.
Yeah.
And your hair's still popping. You just need to give it a break.
Yeah.
Whatever, right? I have an assistant now, a virtual assistant. So she's been helping. Okay. So I noticed that she booked face frame highlights. And I told my assistant, I said, hey, help her clean this appointment up. And she's like, okay, I'll reach out. So she's reaching out to the young lady, and she's just being very nasty. And she's like, she wants to book what she wants to book because me and her didn't agree on anything. She said that, yeah, I did tell her that that's what she should do, but she didn't agree to it.
Wait, that's kind of crazy.
Very.
That's kind of crazy.
And then also, your hair is what color? It's chocolate, right?
Yeah.
Her hair was chocolate brown already, right? So I'm not going to add color to that.
Yeah.
This young lady is very light skinned, and she's telling me she wants to be chocolate. So I'm like, but your hair is chocolate. Okay. And she's like, no, I want it to be chocolate like me. So I'm like, you want it to be blonde then? Oh my God. And she's like, no, I'm dark skinned. And I was like, you are not dark skinned. She even goes on to show me photos of her family and tells me that they're all dark skinned. But her whole family's light skinned. Oh. And she shows me her light skinned mother, and she's like, my mom don't like for nobody to call her light skinned. And I'm like, well, she is.
With a smile.
Wait,
that's so crazy.
Okay. I kind of sensed in the chair that she's, a little delulu. So I took a photo of her because I was like, I don't know what's going to happen after
That is one thing Bella gonna always do. She gonna have her receipts, honey.
Yeah.
Always. She's always gonna be like, you know what? Let me just in case.
I think, could we pause for 1 second? It's on my other phone. I just want to make sure I show you the receipts because she was very much, it's on the other phone. I'm going to grab it really quick.
Okay.
So yes, I took a photo of this young lady because I was like, I don't know what kind of shit she about to pull. When she was sitting in the chair saying that, she's light skinned and stuff, I was like, yeah. She's not. Oh,
she's not. She's not.
She's not.
She's not dark skinned. Yeah. No.
And I was
her hair looks good.
Yeah.
So did she dispute that?
Yes. So she disputed the charge, and she didn't know that we would know that it was her.
Oh, that's crazy.
And so when we got the dispute, my assistant was kind of mad, and she texted her. Normally, we don't reach out to you after a dispute. Right. We just go in and we win the money back, and then we move on.
Right.
She sends the photo that I took of her.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, just so you know, we have photos of you. You won't be keeping the money. And she was like, oh, I just said that because I disputed it because she didn't let me get the extensions I wanted.
That's crazy. That's actually nuts. People are actually, no. See, and
people are just very
people are trying unhinged. You. That's crazy.
Yeah. Ugh. And that's why I closed the books.
And that's why she closed the books. And you know what? That was the perfect way to be like, and I'm so sorry, but she cannot keep accepting these crazies.
No, I can't.
That's wild. I thought it was even insane that you told me that people were disputing in general. How do you send somebody's chair and then you just try to dispute hours? spend it. That's like me literally, we spent all day together on Sunday and me leaving like, dispute. Like, what? Are you sick?
People are sick. Everybody's not okay.
Everyone's not okay.
Everybody is not okay. And that's okay.
They just won't see you.
Yeah, you just won't see me.
Keep your peace. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for sharing that story. Yeah. And thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. This was so fun. I hope I can come again.
Yes. No, please come again. Please.
This was so fun.
We need to do this again. I'm like trying. I have like a couple guests that have been my favorite so far. And I'm like, okay, like later in the year, I'm going to hit y'all up. Like, come visit again. We need more crazy stories.
Girl,
yeah.
I have stories for days. Okay.
Like, honestly, one episode might just genuinely be the stories. I'm not going to lie. But please let everyone know like where they can follow you and find you, even though again, y'all can't book, but
you can look.
You can look.
Yeah. So you can find me on Instagram at the Nirvana. That's TheeNirvana. And I am Bella, but I guess on Instagram it'll be Tahira June. Yeah. And then on TikTok at the same, it's right? I don't know.
Yeah, it's the same. I think it's an underscore before the, but yeah, it's the same.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So underscore the Nirvana on TikTok. And yeah, that's it.
Yes, and watch the wonderful journey.
Yes.
Thanks again. And thank you guys for listening if you're listening on audio. And thank you for watching if you're on YouTube. I'll catch you guys next Wednesday. Bye. Bye.